Replay Game, the podcast where we look at tabletop role-playing games from every side of the table. I'm Emma, and I played Epitaph and rules lawyered today.
I'm Anish, and I just finished playing Epitaph.
I'm Tori, and we just buried Mary Ann Ward.
It's been 0 days since we lost Mary Ann.
I'm Margot, and I'm just a bundle of emotions.
Sure.
And I'm Stuart. And
yay, Stuart!
Yes,
Sorry.
I just finished Epitaph. Yay!
I thought you were about to say something else.
She was just a fucking kid.
She was just a fucking kid. Just a 66-year-old fucking kid. Before we start debriefing, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us, Stuart.
Dude, fuck yes.
I was so excited that you agreed to join us on the podcast, despite the fact that you've never listened to an episode.
Yeah.
And hey, maybe now you will. Probably not. But that's okay.
Maybe.
How was your replay game experience? Tell us we're good.
I had a lot of fun. You're good. You're quite good. I felt very welcomed. I felt the rules were easily explained and lawyered. And I get the whole shebang. My only criticism would be myself, which is full disclosure. I did not believe you when you said that I should eat beforehand.
You
so I didn't. But that's entirely on me. That's a self-criticism. I'm learning. I'm listening. The Notes app apology will be posted at 8 a.m. sharp.
Trust me, when the mic picks up on you eating something during the session, it is so just like, I'm such a disgusting beast. Like, it's better, I feel, to go without than to run the risk of it being like reflected back to you.
Yeah.
Right, literally. I wanted to ask, Stu, have you ever played a game like this where you're not like creating a character and role-playing
like
as them?
building.
Yes, but simply like creating the world collaboratively?
Kind of. Me, Emma, Jess, and Evan are playing Fate Accelerated. We're doing a Star Wars RPG through that, which is very fan fiction heavy. It takes place in the future. It's
the lore that Stuart has created.
Oh my god,
for
Glop
this is
Shido.
insane.
Yeah, it's Glop Shido Central. Yeah, I have a 50-page player handbook and then a 150-page game master handbook.
That you
Holy
found,
fuck.
not that you wrote.
No, I wrote.
It's like crazy.
What?
Yeah,
It's crazy. I play a 13-year-old, 12-year-old
something
named
like
Mo.
that.
I don't think she knows what her age is. Named Mo.
Yeah, it's awesome.
She's violent.
It's very violent.
That rocks. Well, tune in soon, listeners. We'll be playing Fate Accelerated.
That would be so dope.
Hell
Get
yeah.
Evan on the podcast for real.
Hell yeah.
A hot take, I do not like Fate.
Well, luckily we're not discussing Fate. We're discussing
Yes.
Epitaph
Good.
by
Good circle
Mark
back.
Qubz. We are in the optional final step of the game, which is to debrief. If everyone wishes to do so, you can engage in a short debrief. This is not a required step, but talking about death can be an emotionally powerful experience, so it may be useful to spend a few minutes processing your feelings. You can use these questions as a guide for your conversation. How are you feeling? Hey. How are we feeling?
Solid.
I feel pretty good. Yeah,
I'm feeling
solid.
pretty grounded, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it was a grounding experience.
I
Yeah.
think grounded is a really good way to describe it. Like, not sad, but I definitely feel, very present.
Love that.
Mortal.
And then mortal. Ooh. So the other questions that they include in the debrief are, how did your understanding of the departed change? What surprised you? And what questions remain unanswered? I have a big unanswered question that I think if we had done a couple more rounds, we would definitely have gotten to, but I like kind of where we left it, of just like the between age 37 and age 66. I just know that she was doing stuff, and I want to know what I think she was traveling back and forth in secret and, like, doing shit. But I don't know if that's how everyone else read it.
No, that's how I read it too.
Or even
I
like,
did not read it that way.
I didn't read it that way either.
what did y'all have?
I don't know.
I thought she was completely isolated.
Yeah.
With her like running the 2 days straight for it, I was like, she wouldn't give up. She would like just keep. I don't know,
Well,
but maybe it took her a really long time to plan.
I could see her because one of the themes was like travel specifically. So maybe not just traveling between, the mountains and then Lorvania, but trying to find sky whales beyond and maybe being unsuccessful and also isolated for like, a decade or however long.
Yeah, we definitely that was a big unanswered question for me too, because I know we focused a lot more on like around specific years, like her at age 27, end of the life, which I find very interesting.
I wish we had a Henry roleplay. That would have been cute, maybe, to see that dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't fill out the family that much. I mean, no discussion of the parents. I like that.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, who's an important person in your life, and it's different for different people. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the reason I'm feeling grounded is because we played 3 rounds. We got like the tentpole character moments of this person's life, and that's what is able to be accomplished. But as a player, I know I love those meaty, like very tiny moments that stick with you. Like for me, the sense memory parts, like the peanut butter, the
I loved playing those scenes.
the little flirting, like gushing about the notes, like those are things that are really sticking with me afterwards.
Yeah.
And I know this is a long game, but I feel like it deserves to be played for more than 3 rounds.
I was actually going to say the opposite.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, I really liked, because the 3 round is like, that's what you have to play for it to
Yeah.
count as a full playthrough. And I thought that was a good spot of like, I think we know who she was. And I never felt like I was looking for, like, I never felt like I was running out of things to find in her, and I feel like I could have played another round. I could have had fun playing another round, but I liked it being kind of this capsule and having it be like, okay, we only each get 3 of these allowed us to be like, well, what's my priority here?
I agree.
Like,
Yeah.
I would not, I think, have been so heavy on the Cleo stuff, except I was like, someone's got to do it. Someone's got to pick a Cleo moment. Like, let's do some Cleo in here. You know what it weirdly reminded me of?
I'm listening.
What?
To half of you, this will, I think, resonate a lot with. Picking plays in 30 plays.
Yes.
yeah.
Like, it felt, we would go in a circle and we'd each pick a play to include in the final product. And it felt to me like I was like hoping that someone else would pick things so then I could pick something else, and being like really strategic with like, what are the things I really want to hone in on here?
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's that kind of, what's the word? Negotiation.
Yeah. I really liked Remembrance. I think that's a fun way of like, someone kind of gets a spotlight for a little bit, but people can help kind of like shepherd that spotlight.
I think if there had been a lot more room to like a lot longer, like more time to develop more stuff, we might not have been so choosy about building out the most important things. And I think that really built it up. And I agree about like Remembrances. I love the scenes, and the scenes were very fun. And I think it's interesting when you're like doing it with somebody else, what kind of aspects of the character come through, that might not have come otherwise. But I think like the Remembrances were some of my favorite parts. Like I loved, because I know Tori and Anish, y'all didn't remember.
Stuart, Rowan,
and then
Ward. The Little Remembered.
That
yeah,
one
Stuart,
I loved.
They were all good.
Loved Rowan's
I think they were so
Remembrance.
interesting.
Yeah.
And the aspect of having the questions also be in character, I thought made it really fun.
Yeah.
And was a cool way to expand not only on the lore of Marianne, but on the lore of these other characters in the world.
I think that was a us thing, but I think it was fun.
Oh, yeah. But like, I like that we made that decision.
Yeah.
I think my favorite thing about the Remembrances was the opportunity to introduce like people farther away from the story.
Yeah.
Because I like Rowan as this like embodiment of like the royal loyalty, and then I don't remember exactly what you said, Stuart, but that final line.
Holy shit, it was so good, and I don't remember.
It was so good.
It was so good.
So
It was
emblematic.
It was about like, you know, the notion of your question, which was the first act of rebellion, and Rowan was reflecting.
Yes.
Oh, it was. I don't
Was it-
know if she did it to save the animal or to spite the butcher, and I was like,
Yes.
I know
yes.
what she would say, but
Great
I'm not sure
line.
I'd believe her. Was something like that? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Bars.
crazy. That was
Bars.
crazy.
And you can
Really,
only
really
I feel
good.
like you can I feel like you can only get that from expanding the palette. And with Tori
Yeah.
the soldier,
Oh,
so
Good.
Yeah.
So
Such a
good.
good choice.
It had
Inspired.
so much color.
It was very inspired by Blackfish, the documentary, because they do interview one of the guys
Yeah.
who helps capture Tillicum when he's a little baby. So
damn.
I mean, it's very much like my favorite bits of, I mean, like one of my favorite book series, like Stormlight Archive, like constantly has, like in between like the acts of the books, it has little chapters focused on random characters that you've might never see again. A lot of them just die, like in the little chapters, but those characters, even though they've never met the main like cast, inform the world and the story in such a profound way that I don't think you could get if you focus just on the people who, you know, because like there are people who know us, not like, you know, through ever really talking to us, but could give an interesting dynamic to us that you'd never
like
get
your
by
grocery
just talking
store
to your
cashier
friends.
you see all the time.
Literally,
Yeah.
I was
Right.
thinking like what are the remembrances of the everyday people?
The people at the gym desk for me.
the lady at Brugger's Bagels knows me.
And I was curious, I kind of wish we had more instances of her doing things that had nothing to do with Skywells. And I know it was like her heart's and life's
Yeah.
devotion, but I was curious to see like her
I
in
agree.
moments that are
agree.
not
But
But
related
that's
to
the like, that is the tension, I think, of. I would have a lot of fun playing this for a very long time, but I think that it would lose that kind of
Yep.
focus.
Mm-hmm.
I still would enjoy it. But
Right.
especially like you at the end, Anish, with the Slade moment where you were like, I've been playing Slade a lot, but I have this idea. And if you hadn't done it, no one else would have done it. And then we wouldn't have known what Slade thought. And we had to know what Slade thought, you know, like
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, there's the other stuff, but this was her life, you know, like
If y'all let me keep
crazy.
playing, I would have just kept being Archibald Sturgis.
you were only
Yeah, I was
Archibald.
surprised you didn't
would-
do
as soon-
Archibald
If we hit
again.
round 4, it was literally about to be Archibald, like literally every time it got to me.
Yeah.
Until morale improves.
until morale improves.
The beatings will continue.
I wanted the reason I asked if Flyacon was there is because if we had talked about it more at the beginning, I think you dove right into the scene after I asked if Flyacon was there. I wanted to play Flyacon.
I also
Yeah.
sensed that. And it would be interesting to
Yeah.
see, like, you know, if Chloe and Marianne are arguing, does Flyacon kind of posture up to Marianne as a potential threat? Like, or excuse me, posture up to
But I don't
Cleo,
think
like
that-
back off of mom. That
Yeah.
would have been interesting.
Yeah.
but I don't think Flyacon was there at that point. Flyacon was gone,
Yeah.
which is really
Yeah,
sad.
that one took me a second
Damn.
to understand, like, the order of
like
events.
the when
Yeah.
stuff happened. Yeah.
Devastating.
If we did another round, I would love to do like a Flyacon remembrance. Like how would
Yes.
you even like play that out? Would you use
100%.
words? You know, like
Yeah.
I thought about it, but it felt just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I felt like I wouldn't be able to do it like proper justice. Maybe if it was a more physical medium and we could like move, but just being on mic would be like,
It would literally just be, it's too painful.
Yeah.
It is too painful.
Yeah, and like another thing is that like I kind of liked I liked that we didn't have to stick to the key players.
Yeah.
Because like just in my personal life, when I think about death, the deaths I often ruminate on are kind of people I didn't really have that direct of a relationship with. It's often clients of mine who died. That's more so what I think of, or if I think of death, it is kind of stuff like that. And I think kind of that odd nature of like people whose lives you briefly touch and how that kind of continues to reverberate. I think you can get that, and you can get the really personal sort of macro events, if you will. Stuff with slave, stuff with archival, and and that's all she wrote.
I think like building on that, talking about like reflecting on characters. Speaking outside of the discussion, like in the game portion, like in the game portion, like literally that's included with the game. I think relating this to the other character building RPGs we've done, because it's been a while. What's the last one he did?
It's been a while.
Was
Ground
Sup the last
itself?
one, or
I don't remember.
I
Did
think
you
Sup.
do Exquisite Biome?
I said
Because Ground itself was
I
first.
meant
Didn't-
Exquisite Bio.
Oh yeah. Exquisite Biome. Yeah. But like comparing this to the other ones we've done, I think they're all like I think they were all very interesting and good, but I feel like this might be my favorite. Not necessarily due to any
like it's so character focused. Like,
yeah,
it's
and
fun to
I
look
think
at a
that's what I
life.
like, because I think the way it's structured is great, but just the fact that it's focused on one person and it's like this one story of a person, for me is like a much more interesting like a very fascinating way to look at it, and the aspect of the remembrances, the scenes, everything. It's so it's very focused in terms of the creation of the thing, and I think that narrow view helps expand so much on the liberty of us as the players, and I love that aspect.
Hey, why don't you go? Because you were the one with the heart out. Yeah, let's get all your
Yeah,
thoughts.
Nish.
Yeah. I think there's something special about the non-linear timeline
Love that.
of this. I don't know if y'all have read like Kurt Vonnegut before, but like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, jumping
Oh
around.
dude, fuck yes.
Oh, dude, fuck yes. Jumping around somebody's life at different points in time allows you to explore such interesting parts of life. And I'm not just talking about what we played for Marianne. Every time you play Epitaph, it could be completely different vibes. Completely different. Because if we had played in the first 3 rounds years 1 through 30 and then barely fleshed out 40 to 60, like we'd be so curious to play more. And we can jump around anywhere to insert more characterization. And I guess the game, it does a really good job in this comment I'm about to make, but it makes me so hungry to play it again. Like, I want to explore somebody's life deeply, and we kind of did it on this large scale, and I want to like an intimate story.
I want to do a like modern day one, but not on the podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
I think that this was a good choice for the podcast. I would
Yes.
want to do a modern day one in a home game.
I completely agree. I think there's something with the setting and the establishing of a fantasy at the very beginning completely changes the way the story unfolds. Like the ingredients you're setting out, even though they can be pretty similar, like the tools and ingredients are completely different.
And I will say, I think it's very well designed.
Yeah.
So well.
I think the steps that you take are like the steps you need to take for it to not be super clunky.
I love that the name is last. Like, I think that's a great, but like the thing I really love about it, and like talking about what you said, Anish, and like being hungry, like for me, one of my favorite things in life is learning, like meeting new people and learning about them. And like this game, in a way, is that gamified.
Yeah, 100%.
You know? Like it's that kind of emotion, that experience as a game. And I love that.
You'd have thought, Tori?
I respected the structure and rules of the game specifically when it said, did the departed complete the goal? Yes or no. It's yes or it's
Yes.
no. I like that they
Yes.
give us some like actual parameters here and there where it's like,
Yeah.
and that actually helps the creativity when you have these like strict confines to work inside of.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
Very
agree.
clean design.
Yeah. I think that too is very present in the 3 options for
Yep,
what you
yep.
can do in your turn. I really like the 3 options. And the fact that there's no chance. You know, like there's no dice roll, there's no pick a card to determine what you're going to do. So the only real like gamification is that negotiation with the other players of, well, like who gets what? Who's first
Yeah.
to what things? Like, what are our priorities? Because that's going to inform the flavor of each moment. And I think that's kind of fun for a game like this.
More from you, just because I know I want to like front load you. No?
Nah, I want to hear Emma.
I was just going to read the quote in the front of
Please
the book.
do.
Please.
It's very short. It's a Terry Pratchett quote. It's like, I'm going to see a little perk up.
Very precious.
It is said that your life flashes before your eyes just before you die. That is true. It's called life. That fucked me up when I was like, oh shit, I will die.
Took me a second.
I am going to
Bars.
die one day. And then all I'm left with
Bars.
is my memories for that one little moment.
Because our time here is so short. Wow.
And like something that I think about a lot. I was a very morbid child.
Yeah.
As a very morbid child, very melancholy child, I think about a lot, just like the fact that like it's hard to put it into words, but truly like you only live once, and time is linear in how we experience it. So in many ways, I'm already dead. Does that make sense? And playing Epitaph really reminded me of that. Of like,
Yep.
the life is just the experience you have before you die.
I need to watch Arrival again.
And that's it. And
Yeah.
and this was
Great
a like
movie.
celebration of that rather than a like, let me spiral about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Adventure Time really nailed that down in that one song too. They really got that one with it.
Yeah. they
Yeah.
kinda-
What is it? Singing will happen, happening happened.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so true. Time passes and then it's gone.
There's a Sopranos quote that is
Oh, I bet.
applicable here. I'm gonna see if I can find it.
Please
keep
do. I want to
talking.
hear more from you too, because it's such a pleasure to have a guest host. I'm sure our listeners
Yes.
are
Thank you.
thankfully devouring
Tired
a
of
new
us.
voice in their ears.
No, I agree with that, and it's kind of hard for me to really bring it all to, what's the word I'm looking for here? Synthesize it all. It's hard to synthesize all of it. Yeah, I don't know. Someone give me a lifeline here. It's kind of hard
Well,
to
are we
to
done
really
with
put my
those
thoughts.
questions? The debrief questions? The first one was, how are you feeling?
They were just like, those were for
Jumping
exam- It was
off.
like, were you surprised by anything?
Stu, were
Like,
you
do still
surprised
have
by
questions
anything?
about anything? That's fun. Like, what surprised people the most in the timeline?
Yeah, and the
I'm
timeline
looking.
definitely was surprised by where we went with the last year of her life. That was not
Yeah.
what I was imagining, which is certainly not a criticism, just surprise.
I was extremely surprised by the quickness at which Marianne succeeded in her goal.
Same.
I I thought what I had in mind was like she'd graduate and then just travel a whole bunch, and then a decade into walking, she finds the sky whales. But nah.
I think we were confused as to what the goal was, because I think some of us thought that the finding was happening much earlier than the goal getting completed. Like because the goal that we ended up with was the bring the sky whales back from the brink of extinction.
I'm surprised, given what I know. I'm applying a lot of human logic again. This is my folly. I know whales are very long-lived animals, so I'm like, how did that happen so quickly?
Yeah.
It's also for me the bureaucratic, just how slow it is to feel like legislation gets through, you know what I mean? So like to find the whale and then draft some kind of protection plan and then get that approved in this level and da. And
because that took 7
yes,
years.
from finding the first one to getting them protected was 7 years. And I kind of joked about it, but I really would have liked to see Marianne come to Archibald Sturgis more, because the first time was kind of just like this random fluke where you just happened to catch me.
Yeah.
You know what? Sure. And then like, how would she contend with somebody who's just so like hard to reach?
You know, it's kind of cool though. Oh wait, you go, Anish.
This is where the game betrays me, because its scope is so wide and it makes me fall in love with a character that, because our time is limited, I cannot jump into everything I want. And maybe that's okay, but I am still hungry, right?
This is how we're different. This is how we're diametrically opposed. Because I think that the hunger that you're feeling, I am also feeling, but to me, that's the point. It's not a betrayal. I'm like, of course we missed the like years of paperwork, because on her deathbed, she's not thinking about the years of paperwork. She's thinking, I got it done, and then everything fell to shit. You know, she's thinking like I like the idea that we only know her through these things and that she could be anything.
Yeah.
I think, too, that's like one of the benefits of an autocracy is that, you know, if one person's in charge, they can just be like, boop, and like, you know, a thing happens. But like, and so like, but like also like working so long to be able to convince somebody that something has to be a thing. But I do think talking about like the hunger, you know, like you talking about the hunger in Niche and you talking about like a satisfaction, Emma, I think, you know, honestly, in a way that feels very emblematic of just how we deal with losing somebody in real life, because you can't hold on to something or a memory of someone forever. You have to move on. And you have to continue your life, your story, because if you keep holding on to them and you keep holding on to like these moments, you won't be able to progress yourself.
I guess I haven't experienced much death, because like what do you mean by that?
I don't know how much I agree with that altogether.
I'm not saying like move on completely, but I'm like, if you like grieving happens and like you still grieve, but you can't be overwhelmed with grief forever. I mean, it's the same thing as
there
like,
is that. Do y'all know that y'all know that Silken quote? I think it's Silken. That's the like, you're gonna lose someone you love. I think it's not necessarily death. I'm also totally butchering it, but it's like you're gonna lose somebody that you love, and you're gonna be crying on the floor, and like you're gonna find yourself crying on the floor, and you'll think, oh my gosh, it's happened. I'm crying on the floor. And the worst thing about it is that you're on the floor and you'll look and you'll realize that you didn't paint the wall very well.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's like life still like you still have to live.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say is
That's,
like,
I get that.
if you let,
that does make sense.
if you
to
let
me.
like the grief of somebody, like if you let the grief or like the loss of something like take over your entire life, like that's a disservice to not only yourself, but like to the person, like if they loved you.
And what I'm saying is it's kind of impossible to do that, because you have to continue to live. You know, like you'll either not continue to live or you'll notice that the wall isn't painted that well.
What if I don't pay attention to anything and just stop paying attention.
Then you're not living. You're not living.
Oh, hey.
Okay, I just did
La
this
la
for
la la
fun.
la 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 la.
Stop.
Not hearing.
That's great for a podcast medium. I just did this for fun. I went in and added the years.
Yeah.
So we can
noticed
see
you
like
doing that.
the timeline. So like we're missing years 7 to 13, like where the important years are.
Yeah.
This is kind of fun.
Yeah, she puts into perspective how much of her later life is a mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I was trying to get at in the conversation with Cleo. When Cleo is like, you just hide out here. And I was like, you think I'm not fucking doing anything? I'm doing stuff. I was like, I think she'd be doing stuff. I think she would just have to be sneaky about it.
That conversation was devastating. I need to go watch some Happy Yuri.
I'll send you some stuff.
There's none that exists.
Yeah, I got to read Nana again and like just not finish it.
Yeah, don't. The green year is pretty good.
I'm trying to think of my happiest Yuri. I don't know any off the top. Oh, Yerba Buena is good.
Oh, yeah. I just ordered Criterion Collection of Portrait of a Lady on Fire.
That's not happy.
It's not happy at all. But it's beautiful.
That's not happy at
Yerba
all.
Buena is good. I read, oh gosh, what was it called? Honey Girl was nice. That was like a romance.
What surprised me about the game is...
I love it.
Wait,
I love you,
oh my
Tori.
gosh, Tori, we haven't asked you yet. What surprised you about the game?
What surprised me about the game is I had like an internal moment of reflection watching the Anish, Eleanor, Emma, Marianne scene. I think so much with like improv and like role playing, I get caught up in this idea of like, okay, well, it should be like this. You need to be doing it like this, which is so inherently against what the, state of being that you're supposed to inhabit while you're doing it. And it was really helpful to watch you two because you're playing a child who is very like question after question after question after question. I'm not like I'm maybe not paying attention if you're like it just was very in the nature of a child. And I could see Anish like take a second to try to piece together, okay, what do I want to respond to here? And I just really appreciated watching y'all do that because I could have seen myself behave differently and it honestly gave me the impetus to like, okay, I had my fun like Archival scene that I wanted to do. Maybe I do try to go for something a little more like sincere. And so it didn't necessarily surprise me, but I very much enjoyed watching you two play that scene out, both for the characters and for my personal, like, just watching y'all role play as two gamers.
When was the first time y'all did improv?
Oh my God.
I'm just curious.
Me doing my own epitaph, like at age blank,
I took a comedies class sophomore year of high school, and they had us doing long form dramatic improv.
Wow.
Long
They had us,
form?
not
What's
like
the
super
teacher-
long, but we would do like 10-minute scenes where we just had where we started and we had where we ended, and then we would have to get there.
Was the teacher like your favorite person ever, or were they like really like
I fucking hated him.
harsh?
I fucking hated him, but I loved doing the long form improv. I remember one scene was my favorite scene. It was like I was trying to get my mother to sign a will because I was slowly poisoning her, but it wasn't comedic. It was like I was worried about being found out. And we were playing this, and it was like a very tense scene, and that was really fun. I liked the class, hated the teacher. Saw him recently at the queer roller skating fundraiser, and I was like, "Oh, I hope you don't know who I am because I look very different, but you stay the fuck away from me, bro. I fucking hate you. I fucking hated that guy."
Y'all want to talk about full circle moment? This is my final thing I'll say. Life works out in strange ways. My first exposure to improv and theater in general, I'd taken a theater class in sophomore year of high school, and the teachers there begged me to like at least audition for something. And at the end of the year, they held this like fundraiser event called the Improv Olympics, in which like a bunch of students would get together in 3 teams and like they'd all compete against each other. And I auditioned, and the team captain of each team was another student. My team captain, the person who got me into theater, Tori.
Are you serious?
We were Team Yellow.
We were Team Yellow.
I
remember hearing about this.
I didn't realize that was your first because you were so strong. We did like NFL draft.
Tori's like, I didn't realize I was a key person on your list.
Yeah.
True.
Oh,
True F.
That's actually...
That's
crazy.
That's crazy. I cannot believe that was your first. What was the next thing you did? Like,
I did that
scripted or
Yeti
whatever?
play. If you remember.
Oh, Yeti's Unprepared.
Yeah, what a fucking crazy show. I was in a Yeti suit.
Tori picked you for the team?
Oh yeah, like first, second draft. Like it was literally like, I'm getting a niche, please.
Never done theater.
We came in second.
Damn. Maybe if you had picked someone else.
It was a pay to win.
It was a little pay to win, and I was mad they used Jamie's voice. We had a girl we went to school with who was fantastic, like could be a child actor. I feel like instantly, very squeaky high, like childlike voice. And they used her to do a voiceover of SVU, but as kindergartners, like a different team. And she was on our team. And I was like angry they like poached our player to like do
that.
this. Thank you. And so they ended up winning. And I was like, she was the best part of that, and she wasn't even on stage.
Yeah, that's insane.
Anyway, clearly I don't care. It was years ago.
Okay. And that's, again, that date pops up on your timeline.
That is in my timeline.
I so badly want to see my timeline.
I do too.
Like when
I
you
so
die?
badly. No, right now.
Right now.
That's Epitaph.
I will have to leave soon. But
Yeah, okay. That was a nice like note if you want to like
That
leave
was
it there.
so sweet.
Very sweet.
We
Hey.
should end on, like, that was so beautiful.
And if Epitaph has taught me a lesson, it's just that recontextualizing, looking back at everything, makes you appreciate the place you're at way more.
True. Fact.
True.
And just like Epitaph teaches us, sometimes you have to say goodbye. So goodbye, Niche. We love
Goodbye, everybody.
you. Hey.
Are we ending?
Yeah.
Y'all can talk, but I'll have to peace out in a little bit.
Okay. I mean, is there any last thoughts that people wanted to share? It's crazy the stuff that sticks with you and then might not stick with other people too. Like, Stuart, do you remember what you first thought when you saw me? Because I remember.
I thought that you were like a professional actor.
Nope. That's when
Oh,
you
I'm thinking
actually met me. When you met me in 30 Plays.
I met you in 30 Plays.
You've told me
I
this.
I thought that you were a little too cool for approachability.
You told
but
me you
also...
thought I looked like a Bob's Burgers character.
That's true. I did think that.
Yep.
Why does
And
everybody
hey,
assume
I remember
that's bad?
that, and I remember that, and Stuart doesn't remember
Is
that.
it a particularly like? What do you mean? Why are you assuming
It's
bad? Are the
I know
characters drawn in a
exactly
way
why.
that's...
I know exactly why because he told me why, but I don't want to say it on air. I didn't have anything else. I felt good. I felt like we shared our kind of precious memories.
Tori, care to do the close this out?
Let's do it. Great. Ready to go.
All right, awesome.
Hey, like a mummy, we'll wrap this up. I don't know.
Put it to rest.
They're dead.
Boo.
I'm sorry.
Boo.
I have 30 feet of movement.
Wow.
Go in the corner and think about what you've done.
This was a game that was so great for reflection, and I'm glad we got to read together, play together, and game together. I look forward to many more years of it, looking back on my deathbed.
Oh, wow.
Speaking of nostalgia, the next time you'll hear from us is we are returning the much anticipated to Kids on Bikes.
Yes.
Yes.
So tune in for that. We are kick flipping back to that table.
Ugh, I loved that one.
Shut the fuck up. All right, bye.
Bye, Annie.
Bye, Niche.
Okay.
Yeah, that might be all for me too, my friends.
Yeah,
Anything
I think
else
it's
to
time
say?
to go. I don't think
I
so.
think that's it.
Thank you so much for joining, Stuart.
Thank you for coming.
I'll see you at the other side at another completely
At
different
a
table.
familiar table.
Ah.
The fuck does that mean?
Because we're playing kids on bikes again.
That sounds like a sex thing. That sounds like a bondage. I don't like anything.
God damn it, Stuart.